Hey guys, welcome back to Roblox Entice. Today we'll talk about what's the best roleplay game on Roblox. Let's head into it. Number 10. Vesteria, one of the most popular MMORPGs on Roblox. Vesteria is an MMORPG dungeon dwelling game that has remained popular for years within the Roblox community and even became free recently. In Vesteria, players can band together to take on bosses, farm for items, and even battle against each other using the PvP system. The three weapon classes in the game, Warrior, Mage, and Hunter, allow for players to experiment with different playstyles and customize their builds. At level 30, each class unlocks 3 subclasses that can be used for further customization and playstyle. Number 9. World Zero. Impressive graphics and combat mechanics. Quite grindy. World Zero is an anime RPG that features a crisp art style, fun combat mechanics, and a fleshed out list of classes to choose from. Throughout multiple worlds, players can work their way through the long list of dungeons, killing all the mobs and bosses before moving on to the next one. The graphics are impressive for a Roblox game, and the populated community means that players will always be able to group up with others to take on dragons, demons, and other dungeon bosses that dare to stand in the way of loot. Number 8. Swordburst 2. For new and improved sword swiping, Swordburst 2 is a popular sequel to Swordburst Online, with much better graphics, combat mechanics, and general revamp of the features from the first entry. Swordburst 2 is a blast to play, with the focus completely on weapons that utilize melee combat. Swordburst 2 features up-close and personal combat. The game requires a fair bit of training, with the process being to kill small enemies, buy better gear, and then kill larger enemies on repeat. While bosses can be soloed eventually, it is always best for players to band together in groups. Number 7. The Wild West. Become a gunslinging cowboy. The Wild West is a Western RPG that gives players the experience of being a gun-toting, mountain-exploring, thieving outlaw, with plenty of quests and a big map to traverse around and explore. As is expected for a game set in the Wild West, PvP is a big feature in this game, where death can strike at any time. The hunting feature is unique to RPGs, and a core feature in the Wild West. With great rewards on offer, multiple weapons can be used, allowing for different playstyles that are suitable in different situations. In short, the Wild West is a well-rounded cowboy game with lots of content to offer. Number 6. Heroes Online. Underdog story where anyone can be a hero. Heroes Online is an action RPG that is all about growing from a weakling to a powerful feared hero. At the core of it is an underdog story that many players can relate to, and its suitability for low-end devices makes it accessible to all players. Heroes Online doesn't focus on the grinding aspect commonly featured in RPGs, and instead focuses on the map environment and PvP combat mechanics. While there could definitely be more content added to the game, it remains compelling for its PvP feature and simplicity, being well suited for beginners to Roblox. Number 5. World of Magic. Become a heroic sorcerer or an evil necromancer, a relatively recent addition to Roblox's RPG options. World of Magic allows the player to explore the continents of Magius, where they can improve and learn their magic, battle players through PvP, join guilds, and become famous or infamous. Leaning into the magic and wizardry game genre, players can choose to be a regular wizard, or alternatively, a dark wizard, practicing evil, forbidden spells. There are lots of different weapons and magic types, suiting a range of playstyles. There is a refined stat system that is easy to become accustomed to. Number 4. Terraria RPG. A great reimagining of the original. Terraria RPG is a Roblox reimagined version of Terraria, a popular sandbox game in its own right. It has a range of bosses to fight and lots of different weapons that can be useful in varying situations. Some of the mobs are familiar with the original Terraria games, so fans of that game will be right at home in this one. This game is quite easy to pick up, making it accessible to all Roblox players, especially beginners. Despite its simplicity, there is a lot of content, and the game is a blast to play with a group. Terraria RPG could easily be mistaken for a Terraria mod. Number 3. Dungeon Quest. Battle hordes of enemies across a multitude of dungeons. This game has a beautiful art style and combines the RPG and dungeon crawling genres seamlessly into an experience that is fun to play solo or with friends. With many items to find and tons of enemies to fight, there is never a dull minute. The combat system is robustly designed, with different armor sets available, as well as combat styles such as healers, tanks, melee DPS, and ranged DPS. In addition, the item rarity system gives players something to aim for. It's also a very popular Roblox game and is always well populated. Number 2. Lords of the Multiverse RPG. Save all the universes and kill gods. This game is a modern day RPG that tasks players with killing a bunch of evil lords to grant freedom to the vast array of universes out there. Lords of the Multiverse has a rich backstory, simple environment, and graphics that complement lower end devices. This game is well suited to all Roblox players, especially for beginners, and is a fun boss battling experience that can be played solo or with a group of friends. Its combat is restricted to melee, favoring up close and personal fighting that will suit gamers who like to be in the thick of the action at all times. Number 1. Hexeria, a card-based MMORPG. Hexeria is an MMORPG card-based game that allows players to use their cards in a 3D grid environment to battle with friends against other players and AI bosses such as the Necromancer and the King of Thieves. The card system is fairly simple, which players can pick up within just a few minutes. Like with all card games, the skill ceiling is high, so there is a natural sense of progression as players get more accustomed to decks and card choices in certain situations. There is an RNG element to the game, but that's to be expected with card-based games. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.